Hello everyone, it's Claire from Crafty Claire Tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a preemie stroke newborn hat on the round knitting loom. I have done some previous videos all about the looms that I use. This is just one that has more pegs. So I'll link the video of the loom kit that I used. So to start off with, I'm using, this is blue, it may appear green on the camera, and this is a chunky yarn. I've got my hook, and this is the loom that we're going to be using. This is a 24 peg loom, so ideal for a preemie hat. Just need to loosely secure this. You don't want it to come off, but you want it easy to take off. So all you want to do, just make a simple knot and attach. But as we progress, we will undo this knot. So how do we start, Michael? I tend to put my thumb on the anchor peg, and this would be our first peg to start with. And we just wrap around each peg. Now you don't want to do it tight, and you don't want it to be really loose. Then what I do, as I go around, I tend to use this finger, and I just push down. And then as you go, the pace gets quicker. So that would be our very last one. And that's the beginning of making our stitches. So how do we start? I'm going to do a half wrap U version of the knit stitch. So my very first stitch, you would just put it around. That's how it gets its name, U wrap, because it looks like the letter U. Take your hook, and on the pegs they have small grooves, and that's to help you hook the wool and then pop it over the top. So that's your very first stitch. Again, halfway. There's your second one. Third. Fourth. Fifth, that's 5 stitches we've gone on so far. And just keep going all the way around. I'll join you when I get back to the very last stitch. Here's our last stitch. And that is our first row complete. Now what you need to do is keep going until it's usually 25 rows, but this is a new wool that I'm using, it's chunky, so it may take less, but I will carry on, do another row, then I'll just undo this stitch, I'll just pop it off. So when I come back, I will let you know how many rows that I've done. So here is row 2. It pays to, if you could just write down somewhere what row you're on. Just keep going. Here we are. This is what it looks like. So we're now ready to cast off. And what we do, we take our yarn. This is the tail from before. but we need to go around the outside once, and then we need to leave a little bit more, and then we cut this off. So we are now going to cast off, and for casting off we have this yarn here. Just put it slightly over, then we take the hook and we go in the top, pick up the strand that we've just cut, pull it through. Then we go to the next one, pick it up, hook that piece of yarn, pull through. And then we do that all the way around. Here I am at the very last peg. And then once you're done, we're just going to lift those stitches off all the way around. And don't worry if you think, oh, those holes they're not looking quite right there. They're all stretched. It's absolutely fine because we're going to do some stretching anyway. You can see how gloves are made, or the start of gloves. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch what we've just made. Right, so we've given it a good stretch. So what we're going to do is we take the drawstring and we're going to pull, and we're going to bring everything together at the top. Just keep pulling. I'm just pushing that slightly in. So we're making like a tiny little hole. Just before we close the hole up completely, just pass the yarn through. Now I'm using a metal needle. The plastic ones are absolutely fine. So we just thread the needle. Turn the hat inside out, and then what we're going to do is go through on the very top. We're just going to go through, thread our needle. You see where the hole is? There's still a slight hole. Start threading the yarn through, and as you do so, give a little pull. Just go through a couple each time. Remembering to pull each time, and it brings everything together. So keep going around the top. Go around say 2 times. Obviously keep pulling as you go around, and then just make a knot on the top. I'll just go through once more, and I'm just going to thread the needle back through. Let me just pull that tail out, makes it easier for you to see. So I'm just going to thread the needle back through the loop I've just made. pull it down, and then we're ready to cut the end off. Just leave a tiny little tail. You see how it's taken shape? Let's give it a stretch. I actually like the way it looks turned up. So to finish, we thread our needle again. And then we're just going to go through a couple of holes. Tail keeps catching. That was the squirrel jumping at the window for nuts. And then I'm just going to go behind and just put that through. Back through the loop, just to cast off. Once more through the loop. And you're going to go, I'm just creating a knot that won't come undone. And that's ready for you just to cut the end off. So there we have a little hat made with a loom. So I hope you find that helpful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I do lots of different craft tutorials. Lots of them are jewelry tutorials because that's what I sell on my website. But I do want to do some more loom knitting projects. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thank you for watching. Take care and happy crafting.